Man, okay. Am I crazy? Am I crazy thinking that it's am I crazy? Am I crazy is gonna be how I'm gonna start this off because, you know, trying to do what I'm going to do feels impossible. This feels impossible. I created Waiq Uhp Entertainment because I was kind of tired of seeing the portrayal of sleep disorders in the media that was inaccurate and offensive, played off for a joke. And that comes with its own territory because a couple years back, I just was like, yeah, Trey, you're going to direct and be a part of large scale projects, and those projects are going to generate income, and that income is going to help sustain the lives of other people with narcolepsy. And that still is the goal, but I'm sitting here, I feel crazy. I I feel crazy because it's not generating income now. And I saw this on a post somewhere saying, um, that you just can't stop. That's that's the through line. Is that when it comes to this business owner stuff, when it comes to this entrepreneur thing, and building a platform, building an audience, you just can't stop. Continue to do it. Continue to get better. And it's like, okay, sure. despite despite how many times I do, despite how many times I am filled with doubt, I do find myself actually making some sort of a difference. And that does make me feel good. Especially when I talk to people who may not know anything about what I'm talking about. More often than not, they I'm their first introduction to sleep disorders. I'm their first introduction to narcolepsy. And that is a really big cross to bear. That that comes with a lot. It comes with a lot being able to get on a stage in front of 100 something people and share my story. Like we were in Seattle. We were in Seattle this past April. Just Washington, the state of Washington. So I say Seattle, but it was the hotel. The conference wasn't necessarily held in Seattle. It was, I say Seattle, okay. And I was a speaker at this Wake Up Narcolepsy event, the Wake Up Narcolepsy Summit 2024. And you know, I gotta tell y'all the story about Wake Up Narcolepsy and how that even came to be. So sometime last year, we are at the crib. You know, we we pulled a bootsy. I pull up to the club VIP, all drinks. But no. I pull up to the club VIP, gas tank on E, but all drinks on me. Wipe me down. Like that was a stressful weekend. My fiance Amber. Shout out to Amber. I'm always gonna shout her out because she is my rock. Um, my fiance Amber and I, it was just a stress. Something was happening in our lives, and it was super stressful. And we hear about this conference in Rochester, Minnesota, 2023. And we're like, how far is Rochester? And so we went. We threw some gas in the car, and we went to Rochester, Minnesota. And that was the very first time where I took a leap of faith like that. You know, I've met other people with narcolepsy just on a small scale, being part of the narcolepsy support group of Iowa. Um, Shout out to all the beautiful lads there. Shout out to Kim Mackey. Kim's like my Kim's like my narcoleptic grandma. She's like my narcoleptic grandma, and I love her for that. Shout out to Kim because she is and continues to be a big support of what I got going on, and just being part of the support groups. And the last couple years definitely started this advocacy journey for sure. Help me with that. Meeting Kim and meeting some other individuals with narcolepsy was such a dope experience. Being able to just terminology. Okay. I think that's where I want to go. It's so refreshing to be able to speak about something to somebody else that you don't need to explain. You don't need to explain. So one of the common symptoms of narcolepsy is excessive daytime sleepiness. And I think we shorten that to EDS. We, saying terms like cataplexy and different medications, we're able to connect with each other. I can communicate what is going on. And I don't have to explain it. I don't have to go any further. I don't have to explain how I'm missing this chemical in my brain that regulates my sleep cycles. They get it. They experience the exact same thing. And we're all in different walks of life. But that's the common denominator, right? Is that we have this condition that nobody else understands. And it's beautiful. So that being, I was living in Ankeny at the time. Ankeny, Iowa, near Des Moines. When I first met Kim and Amber. Amber, not my fiance. And it was nice. It was so nice. And then from then on, I continued to try to reach out to people who had narcolepsy in Iowa. Trying to meet up with them. Because I know how beneficial it can be to have other people around you so you can have somebody to talk to. Fast forward 2023, there's this conference that's not too far from Iowa. And I take that leap of faith. We go to Rochester. Hotel room, which is crazy because we didn't have a lot of money. I think about that now. Like, I paid for a hotel room and gas to just show up to a conference. But let me not minimize the impact of that conference because it was so good, guys. It was so good. It was so good for my soul, so good for my spirit. It was so good to just be around other people with sleep disorders. And like I said, being able to have those conversations. I got to see some dope people get on stage. The Patient with Narcolepsy's panel. I shook hands with a lot of important people in the sleep disorder community. Met this guy. Oh my gosh, I met this guy. And I'm shaking hands with him. I'm chopping it up with him, right? Turns out he's the kid of Monica Gal. Waiq Uhp Narcolepsy, Monica Gal. Her kid got diagnosed with narcolepsy. They create Waiq Uhp Narcolepsy together. That's amazing, right? That's amazing. Those two as individuals, Monica and her husband, are awesome. And I'm drawing a blank right now. I believe his name is Thomas. If I get this wrong, I'll edit it. If I get it wrong, Thomas. I'm sorry, man. I am incredibly sorry. I meet Thomas. I'm chopping it up with him. And I didn't even realize that he's the whole reason Waiq Uhp Narcolepsy exists. Tom, I want to get you on here. I want to get you on here one day. We got to, me and you got to chop it up kind of and just chat a little bit more about how your journey has been having parents who created a whole nonprofit. That's that's crazy. A nonprofit that's doing so much for sleep disorder research, that's doing so much for the community. I would love to get inside your head about that, Tom. So reach out to me. Like I said, I met them. I met a bunch of people, and y'all, they had a Waiq Uhp Narcolepsy, and this seems far fetched what I'm about to say. Like for me in my brain, it seems far fetched because when I think about accommodations at an event that's exclusively for family people with sleep disorders, right, with narcolepsy. Why was I shocked when they said they had a nap room? Why did that shock me? Why did them having a specific place for us to lay our heads when we experienced our symptoms shock me? You know? It was beautiful. I feel like a broken record, but it was beautiful. So I get there, I shake hands. I'm doing the networking thing. I'm smiling. Yeah, you don't understand how much I don't hate networking. But when I talk to my fiance at the end of the night after we go to these events, she can just tell I'm drained. And I'm like, okay. That's what it does to me. I'm very thankful for this gift of being able to speak publicly about my sleep disorder. I wouldn't have it any other way. However, in those events, there's a lot going on there. So being able to kind of self-reflect at the end of the night and realize how much energy I am putting out and how much energy I'm losing too. So is important, especially from a mental health standpoint and physical health standpoint. They invite me back next year. Shout out to Tammy. Waiq Uhp Narcolepsy invites me back this year, 2024. And that's how I ended up on stage at the Patient with Narcolepsy. Gosh, man, the Patients with Narcolepsy Perspective panel. Y'all, I got up there. I feel like I stuttered or something. Like it definitely, I don't know. It was a really big moment. I can't sit here and say that wasn't a big moment for me. I can't sit here and say that wasn't a big moment for my career, for Waiq Uhp Entertainment, for me as he falls asleep, the artist. I'm not gonna sit here and minimize that. I have to, I'm in this room just recording this by myself. But I need to tell myself that was great. And what I did for the culture, especially as a Black man with narcolepsy, was awesome. So welcome to episode 1. And if you want to hear me talk more, definitely got some stuff for y'all. Yeah. Thank you. And I'll figure out a different sign off some other time.